Okay, so he's useless. He's actually tilted over. Seeing his generator. Nice. Come on. Shoot it. Boom. Drive! I heard that self-destruction sound so late. Alright everybody, hello and welcome back to another episode of Crossout with me, Spacefish, and welcome back to our beautiful wedge build out here. Now, the money count hasn't actually gone up in between episodes because I did indeed actually forget to sell my farmed materials in between episodes, but as you can see right here, I've nearly got another 500 scrap metal going, another stack of fuel as well. So at the start of the episode, let me just take care of selling this stuff here off real quick before we move on, because we do of course want to continue to ever move up in terms of our money up here, because we will need that for builds eventually. Now I'm thinking honestly that with all the progress made, I may end up at a point this episode where I will have the money to buy a generator, or not quite. As you can see, we seem to be a tad bit short, but one way or another I think I don't really want to focus on buying new things this episode. I'd rather focus on continuing to build and improve on this wedge build. Because as you all know in the last episode, I think we got this wedge working a bit better. Now, I'm still not 100% really confident with how this thing works, but I feel it's starting to get there. We will have to see about the shape and the slopes out here, if everything sort of is somewhat alright, what we will have to put on. The wedge itself, you know, I would say is probably honestly still a bit, you know, low on wedge parts too, but we don't really, unfortunately, have any more. Now, I did level up nomads in between episodes, so that does give me some more parts to play around with in terms of actually covering up this wheel well area, hopefully, so that's something good. But what we are still missing is some of these, well, hatchet thingies up here. And I think another 2 levels at nomads, we'll get another 2, so we'll be able to improve that. I guess we can get it started like this. These longer hatchets, though, I've kind of combed through the engineer's tech tree, and I haven't found that anywhere. So I'm thinking 4 may be the max right there, which would honestly be kind of annoying, because that's not too many. And I would really like another set of 2 right here. So if there's any more hatchet-like parts that I can get through any of the other factions that any of you know about, please let me know down below. That would be absolutely great. So, in between episodes, I got a lot of comments in from you all guys, and of course I don't really know what to call you, mate, but a guy that has called his YouTube account literally burner account, who I have mostly learned like most of everything I know about these Crossout builds at this point from, probably, so thanks so much for all those comments you're leaving. You've told me a lot of things about, well, firstly my questions, right? We were looking last episode into actually maybe sometime soon-ish getting a new shotgun, and you kind of gave me a bit of an overview of what options there are. Let me actually get this filter out of the way here for a second if we can, and just search for shotguns so we hopefully see all of the options we have, and maybe we actually have the money for a generator. Well, anyways, so we were talking about that, and I think you said Jungbo, Fafnir. Was it Nidhogg? That was the other one? Are kind of unlike the other shotguns as I thought. So as you can see, there's no like time to overheating here, but there is a reload attached to these. So that is an interesting point. One that you also recommended to me was the mace, actually, which seems to be overheating based. And I'm kind of thinking back and forth if I want to go for the overheat, if I want to go for the reload time, what would be the best move. The thing is, I guess I will probably, well, I was thinking previously, right, about getting a better radiator, and the good thing about the radiator thing is that I can, with that part, of course, kind of amplify the time that it takes until my shotguns overheat, while with a reload-based shotgun, I don't think there's any modules, at least to my knowledge, that would shorten the reload time. So I'm thinking I may actually end up sticking then with that kind of shotgun and just eventually swapping over to maces. Now the thing is, these cost 117 bucks a piece. Well, 104 if we buy them on a buy order. And I will need 3 of them, so that will be a longer process, I think, but it feels like the right way to go for me, to be honest. And so I think that will probably be the type of... right. I think that'll probably be the type of gun we'll be going for. Just kind of trying to make plans, really, for when we actually have the money. Then we've got the radiators, of course. We've got the R1 Breeze right here. We've got the R2 Chill right there. And that one's 41 bucks. Same energy drain as this thing. More durability, more size, of course. But this one increases time until weapon overheat by 50%. So basically, just as the same as if I had 2 of these, which is kind of nice, because it would certainly help out quite a lot with the overheating. Now, I think I currently only have 1 radiator, so I would need to move things about the place a bit, but I think that is probably going to be the way to go. Now, for this build right here, if we go into build mode, the thing is, we're currently at 12 out of 12 energy points, so we don't really need to be too worried about the generator on this build, but if we focus more on our drill boy build again, we do need to be worried. So I'm kind of thinking what to prioritize here. Would I want to get a radiator first? Would I want to go better shotguns first? Or would I actually want a better generator? And I'm kind of feeling that, like, the more I think about it, the more I want to kind of deprioritize the generator, which, I mean, I could basically, from this kind of stuff, get, like, a shotgun or something. Is a chameleon a generator? No, it's just in this Iraq inching category, which, a chameleon, honestly, would probably be pretty interesting for both builds, if I think about it. So that would be the one reason maybe to get a generator, but I mean, that thing plus that is like 200 bucks. I'm not going to be able to afford that in like the next 5 episodes or something. So I'm kind of split about this, honestly. I kind of am. So I think that's why we will think about that some more. We've got some other things to do on the Wedge build regardless in terms of changing and improving the build. So I think we will keep it at that for now and we will move on to something like that later. Now, one piece of feedback that I got from you as well down below in the comments was that honestly I can probably just move the radar onto the side. And I think if I move it onto the side, honestly, it's probably going to stick out a bit much, but I can maybe just put it right here. The only thing I'm kind of worried about is that there's any, like, mechanic with the boosters exploding the parts, so we will have to test it out, but honestly, I feel that's the best place to put it. Like, if it's going to be up here and somebody shoots me from the back, shoots my boosters off, it's going to fall off anyways, and at least it's not sticking out like crazy at the very top anymore, so I think that is pretty fine that way. Now, in terms of the shotgun, you also told me to definitely make sure to space them out a bit more, and I really had kind of a bit of a bad feeling about that too, so I guess that was justified then. Now, I will, as you said, have to put some sort of gun mount, something that is like letting damage through to hopefully maximize the chances of survival here. And I do have these, but these I feel always stick out very much. I'm not 100% sure, and they're also quite big, so actually fitting that in and not totally messing up the design of the build, I'm not too sure about it. So the thing is, we've got theoretically other alternatives, like, you know, well, a buggy floor is a frame part, actually? Wait. A buggy floor is a frame part? Right, no, that's just a general category. I thought that was actually the vehicle frame, but this thing in theory lets 90% of the damage through as well, but 16 durability is very little compared to something like the gun mount, which I'm kind of worried about, and I don't feel there's like any way to filter these parts to like only show me those that let a lot of damage through or something. So we'll have to comb through these a bit more. Like, the only thing we can probably do is that, and all these don't seem to let any damage through. This thing does, but it's like got no durability whatsoever. I feel like the buggy floor thing is probably our best option at this point, which is I don't like it too much, honestly. Just the low durability, I'm really worried about it. Now, I also heard that in theory there's like lower profile fenders than the ones I use, but you obtain them through Battle Pass, so I will probably not have them, and I don't see anything that would be... Did I use the auras? What did I use in terms of fender up there? I didn't. Are these higher or lower? Oh no, these are... Is that a higher profile one? Yeah, most definitely. Okay, so we'll keep it at that. Now this thing here I'll kind of have to decide on, because currently they're standing on the cannon, of course, which is nice, but if like a single blast hits those guns, they're going to get absolutely messed up. Now the one thing I can probably do for a start... Oh... Okay, so that would already space them apart a bit, which is nice. Now, these guns here would probably be impeded, though, in terms of where they can actually hit things, because the fender is further up and blocking more of their field of view, I imagine. I still want to kind of move them out to the left and the right, but, like, the buggy floor seems to be that low HP that I'm kind of worried about using it, to be honest, and it would kind of make a very stick-out target for people to shoot at. That's why I'm debating it a bit. I'll give that a bit more of a thought. In the meanwhile, though, as you can see down here, we've got a lot more of these parts, because I did end up, as I said previously, actually leveling the nomads a bit more, so that's very nice. So I'll try and get a shape going here where we can get the wheels covered up, but the sleep of reason, assemble a vehicle from 60 parts. Did I not do that before? Well, anyways, like one way or another, I kind of want to try and get a bit of a slopey slope going here, but I don't really know how to continue here, to be honest. It feels, honestly, as though this bit of space between the wedge and the wheels is not going to be enough to get the shape going properly the way we need it to. And they also probably need some part to build a shape on. So I'm not quite sure how we would go about that just now. Maybe put a small buggy floor in between there, if that is squeezable? Like that? What happens if I do something like that? So I put like 2 small buggy floors in the middle here, and then I build like a bit more of a slope on top? This feels like that's just gonna be like way too little of a slope. Like, this is not gonna make, like, I don't think a vehicle's gonna slide up on top of this. We're gonna have to see about that. I think that's gonna be something I have to play with a bit more. This comb thing, does it do damage? No. So that's probably not, like, that's just got 4 durability. I think that's gonna instantly fall off the second I hit something, so can probably not use that. Now we've got these narrow slopes right here, which that is not kind of what I wanted. Like, I kind of need something that's 1 wide. Like that? Like that, I guess? That's not going to work, I can already tell you. But if it isn't, I think we're going to have to rework this and actually make it longer again. I had it a bit longer previously, didn't I? I shortened this thing. Because I was like, oh, we don't need that much space. No, don't worry about it, it's fine. I think we can actually turn this like that to make it a bit better. But I'm pretty sure that this is... I'm very positive some vehicle that I actually try and get up on this is not actually going to go up. Okay. Well, I think we're going to just try it out, honestly, and I also want to try if this thing explodes when I use the booster. I hope that's not going to be the case, but... Well, that's a no for a start, which is nice. Am I... Felt like the vehicle was very tilty just then. But let's try that. Actually, kind of also having issues with getting... Like... I don't know. Like, yeah, sure, but... This does not feel like what Wedge builds do to me. And we've got more bots that we can honk at, but this does not feel like what Wedge builds do to me when they drive at me. Like, when I get a Wedge build yeeting at me, I'm usually on top of them. Like, this slope just doesn't seem to be full-on working for me just yet. This is just not good enough. I mean, yeah, for something this heavy, maybe. In general, not the best thing, but... I don't know. I'm not too convinced this is going to work out the way I want it to. We're going to try and... like... we do some ramming damage. We take off the odd wheel or two, but... like, the idea of a wedge build, kind of, for me personally at least, is that we do get the person up on top of the wedge and then shoot him with the shotguns, and because he is on top of the wedge, he's then not kind of able to actually shoot back at us. Right? And this right here is like, oh yeah, I boop him and I kind of do a good bunch of damage with my shotguns, surely, but it doesn't really feel like I'm that effective as much as I would like to be. And it's not because I'm slow or something, it's just because, see, that's what I would want. Do you see, like, when he actually rolled up on top of me? I want him to roll up like that and stay on top of me. But I don't feel this build's going to perform like that. Maybe we actually need a battle trial at this point. Slowly but surely. Hello. Beep. Thank you. I appreciate it. And she doesn't even shoot me. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to honk at that. What? Apocalypse drone duck sad quacking? What was that? That was weird. Where's that other person at? Oh, here. Oh, hello. Alright, beautiful. One more honked at. And there's another one. Cool. Alright, we got some free materials. But with that said, let's hop out of the test drive. I think we're going to do a few more changes here, because these wheels are, of course, rather open from the side still, so I would like to close that off a bit more. But other than that, maybe let's actually do this, right? Let's grab that, put that there. Or... no. Yes. Okay, let's do it like that and actually put a bit more of a wide slope thing up here. Do I have one or two of these? I only had one remaining, but we've got smaller ones, so we can probably just do this and do that, and then we've got a bit more of a slope going at the front there at least. Now, I don't know. This still doesn't feel sufficient to me, I have to say. And I feel we will get clapped when trying to take this out, especially with these gods not being spaced enough apart, and me being a bit undecisive what parts to use on it, but I think I kind of want to try it like this. Now, the one thing I'm currently considering is to get a better radiator, but we would have to squeeze that in somehow, which would probably mean pushing all this back a bit. I think we're going to honestly go for the better radiator for a start. I kind of want that. The one thing that I actually want to look at, and we cannot mess this up, let's save this first things first. Save. Beautiful. That's the Wedgie Boy update. Another 300 power score from that. Wow. We're going to go look at our Drill Boy build real quick. Okay, we don't actually have any radiator remaining on this, which is crazy thinking about it, but I'm sure we can get that back whenever we actually get the better generator. I kind of want to get... I think we are going to go for the better radiator for a start. That feels like the right thing to do. So let's go and search for radiator again. Well, that doesn't... why does that never work? I'm going to go like this again. Gonna have to wait for the... no. It should work, right? Is it just because I had the wrong category? Where is that thing at? What category is it? Yup. I think I'll have to search that real quick. I'm kind of confused. I'll be right back. Alright, so the issue was here that I accidentally had the rarity pre-filtered, but we've got this thing here. Could save a buck on it, but I don't really think we're just going to wait for ages, so we're just going to buy it as is for once. Usually I do it with buy orders, but well, did I just place a request to buy it? No, I think we got it, right? That was confusing. It told me my request has been placed, but I think it should be somewhere here. Still don't know what category it is in, but there we go. Okay, so that thing is there. Now we'll have to see how big it is. I think it is a 2x1. Well, at least twice the size of the old radiator, basically. And it is indeed. So what we're going to do... We cannot place that off to the side. So we're going to pick this apart for a quick second. And... gonna actually change that real quick, and then we're gonna have a bigger radiator, and that should hopefully mean that we do a considerable bit more damage with that shotgun, which I am really looking forward to that. Now, it does seem this is actually a bit bigger than I initially thought it was. So what you can do maybe instead is just use this as armor for the cabin here, to be honest. Move that thing back up, and these boosters should in the front then be attached to it? No. They're not. But they're going to be attached to the side walls as well, not just the thing, not like just the thingamajig I'm using below at the roof or whatever that was, and that should still kind of work for us. So that's pretty decent, I think. Now the thing is here that the placement of my radar got slightly messed up that way, but that should actually work too. And I think honestly the frame's probably a bit stronger to attach it to anyway, so that's fine. It sticks out a bunch more, but I'm pretty happy with that, and that gives us a bigger radiator with a bunch more power score as well, to be fair, but that should increase our damage significantly. I think even more than honestly just upgrading the shotgun, because we're going to be able to shoot for so much longer doing that. Let's go for a quick test drive, and then I think we're probably going to take this out into its first battle. Still slouching a bit here and there. Let's go and yeet at that. Boop! Oh yeah, that's way more what I wanted. Look at that. Pew pew pew. Yeah, it's pretty good. I think we can do like 6 shots. Like, yeah, we can do 6 shots before an overheat. We can do 5 and just chill and get back to it. That's beautiful. I think that's pretty good. I mean, look at what I'm doing. Wow. Okay. I think this could be fun. Probably not quite the way I intended it to yet. I think we're going to have to rework that wedge some more. If you have some ideas, maybe for some parts that I already have or that I need to get that will help me make this wedge a bit wedgier, please let me know down below in the comments. That would be great. For the time being, though, I'm going to go and actually... I'm going to go and actually save things like this. Beautiful. And then we're going to go into our first ever battle. It's going to be crazy. I'm just going to make sure that we're in the right mode, because I was doing raids before. And then let's take this thing into its first ever PvP match. I'm honestly kind of thinking we're probably going to get clapped, but we'll give it a try. We'll see how well it goes, and maybe it performs better than I thought it did. So I'll see you on the other side. Alright, and welcome to this battle. It seems that we actually got upgraded into quite the high power score bracket. I think the max I've seen right there was like 4,200. We're at 3,547, so that could be an interesting match for us. We'll see how that one goes. I have to say, the looks of this build I'm actually quite happy with. Now, I need to paint some of these things that I actually just newly put on, but other than that, I think that's pretty decent. I think the strategy, honestly, is going to be rather similar to what I do with my drill boy build, just picking off individual people, ideally the ones that are not huge as f***, getting them up on the wedge and destroying the heck out of them wherever possible. So, basically, try and not drift. Yeah, that was... Oh, God, please. The generator is honestly more of a struggle than I remember it to be. Maybe it's just this map, I don't know. And this wedge does not work whatsoever for me right now. We can at least do a bunch to this bot, but other than that... Oh, there's a player right there. I'm gonna try and actually shoot his gun off. There we go. And he's somewhat stuck on the wedge. Hey, success. Not really. But I think we're doing good in terms of damage dealt, honestly. Half my wedge is already gone, which is a bit of an issue, but... we did a lot of damage for a start. So I'm somewhat happy with that? I don't know. Like, I'm not amazed by this just yet. But that was a decent game, to be fair, so... I don't know. I'm split. You know, the wedge did not work at all how I wanted it to. But we won, and we did a lot of damage. I don't know. I'm just going to quickly, because I just saw that at the start of the battle. Before we go into anything else, I'm just going to quickly make sure that we actually paint this thing somewhat properly. So, you know, all this stuff falls a little bit more in line, and there's a little bit more uniform, and the build hopefully looks a little bit better and a little less Frankenstein together. But, I don't know. It felt surprisingly good, to be honest. Like, I don't feel I have this wedge build anywhere yet where it's really a proper wedge with, like, good performance for us, but I can't really say we did bad or something, which is weird. I had other expectations, for the time being at least. You know, like, given that the wedge doesn't really wedge properly for us, and that we were just in, like, a power score bracket that was way higher. Didn't do terribly bad. Now, I think, though, honestly, my team do incredibly great, too. And we have to say that we started out by fighting a bot and then fighting a half-dead player. So, I think we will have to see how it goes. I'll give this another game or two, and let's just see how we perform. I'll see you all on the other side again. Alright, back we are, this time on the other end of the power score spectrum. It seems that we are the second highest power score player in the entire game, and higher than any other power score in the opposing team, so that is honestly pretty nice. I'm gonna go to C for a start, actually help capping, as I just recently learned, thanks to you guys, of course, as again, we really only need max 3 people in a cap, so whenever there's more, I'm just going to leave the cap, and this guy does seem very willing to actually drive into this cap, which means I'm just going to leave it and move on to B and hopefully help my team out right there a bit. So this one could be honestly rather messy. There seem to be a lot of opposing players at B currently, and no friendlies really. Where are all my friendlies at? Maybe they are fighting at B? I'm a bit confused about this one, not gonna lie. There is a guy right here, which is just a bot, but we're gonna take care of him real quick. Beautiful. And a lot of people shooting us from B. I'm gonna go to A instead, I think, and we're gonna see what we can do right there. Hopefully there's not too many people. Nope. We're gonna just stay wedged with this guy like that. Oh my god, this is not the way I intended this thing to work, but there goes the gun. Beautiful. And he's useless. Uh-oh. Oh, he brought friends. Oh, no. Oh, God, we're leaving. Oh, boy, I'm out. I didn't do anything, I promise. Leave me alone. Oh, boy. Yeah, so there was only one of them, and then there was 3 of them. I absolutely missed the wedge. But I did pretty good at messing up his guns with that new radiator, I'll have to say. Did the wedge really help me in terms of that? I don't feel it really did much at all, except for maybe helping hold that guy down a bit more, but that was fun. That was fun at the very least. I think we're going to add one more PvP battle to this, even though the video is already quite long. I'll see you when we're there. Alright, so, one more battle. As you can see, we're in the low to medium power score band, I would say, so a bit on the other side of things again. Let's see how that is going to go for us. So, same strategy again. I'm going to go to the flank. I'm going to try and catch some people off guard that are chilling at the very back, preferably... Oh, thought I could destroy this. Preferably some rather lightweight vehicles, so that hopefully I've got a better chance of actually making the wedge work. We will have to see about that, but for the time being, no, wait, no. Oh, thank you, teammate. That worked out beautifully. For the time being, we apparently killed a bot, I think. We're gonna go behind the enemy lines. I think there must be people chilling over there-ish. Like, my team's still fighting people. I'm just not quite sure where they're at. My radar's absolutely failing me here. Oh, hello. Okay, that's some guns gone. That's a drone gone. And that's that guy not able to move. Oh, God, he's able to move his gun, though. I did not think that was a turning one. Is this gun gone anytime? There we go. Okay, so he's useless. He's actually tilted over. Seeing his generator. Nice. Come on. Shoot it. Boom. Drive! I heard that self-destruction sound so late. Got absolutely murdered by the self-destruct of the guy. Another successful run, honestly, and another enjoyable one. The Wedge, honestly, I mean, it's helped me thus far in preventing people with what I thought were stationary guns from moving, so that's been nice. But I've never actually gotten people up on the Wedge, so I think the Wedge doesn't really work for me yet. I need to work on that. But what I did enjoy was honestly the capability of this thing with the 3 shotguns and the big radiator to just absolutely obliterate any guns on any enemy builds. Like, that works like a charm. And I really thoroughly enjoy this. So, honestly, I think we're going to start using this a bit more. We've still got a lot of things we need to improve, and I think I really need your guys' help on some of these, because the Wedge is, like, just not wedgy enough, just not pointy enough yet, so I'll probably need some help as to choosing what parts I will have to get for future reference to actually improve the performance of this build. But it's still fun, and I really enjoyed it. I hope you did too. If you did, as usual, please make sure to hit that like button down below. And if you're new around here, also consider hitting that subscribe button to stay up to date on all the future upcoming episodes. And don't forget about that bell icon either. But with that all out of the way, the video is already going on for super long. So, as usual, everyone, thanks so much for watching. And I hope I'll catch you in the next one very, very soon. Ciao.